Alright, so I work at a direct care home with these guys that are afflicted, is the word I like to use.
Yeah, that's okay.
The guy that did this to me is actually dead. He just died 2 weeks ago in the home.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's schizophrenic. He had drop grand mal seizures, intense grand mal seizures all the time, which was what he actually died from. He had a grand mal, smacked his head, and he's dead.
Fuck.
Yeah, but he's just fucked up. When we first got him, basically he has these delusions, and he hears voices.
It took a second, but it was hilarious.
Right when I said it, it's all. Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
He stood up for it, so there was maximum.
Yeah. Ashley's getting.
You might as well have turned around and
that
just
one's
done it
mine.
right into the microphone.
Ashley's definitely eating
That
something
was
right now.
that was slonged up, Dill.
Look at Schlonghead. No Schlonghead.
Nana's words out.
Okay, so
What the fuck was I even
we
saying?
were talking about
Got
this,
slapped in the head
this
with
poor guy that died that
Yeah,
had grand mal
Grandma.
seizure.
when we first got him, they told us a little bit about him. They said he hears voices, he has reoccurring characters, he sees things, he has delusions. So we dealt with him for about a week, and his delusions were shit like like Paul's trying to rape me.
Who's Paul?
He's one of his characters because he had imaginary friends,
Okay.
and not all of them were friends. Some of them were people that tormented
Tried to
his
rape
life, pretty much.
Wow.
And after a week of dealing with him, we were doing a pretty good
Do you
job.
know anything about this guy's past, by the way, just to break in? Like,
He actually inherited the schizophrenia from his dad. It said in his paperwork that when he met his dad in a mental institution, it was like a traumatic experience. His dad freaked out on him. His sister was murdered in the woods while they were living together, which that also fucked him up.
ooh.
He'd been in a couple different houses where he was sexually abused and physically abused by the time we got him. So he was fucked up. I mean, he was already fucked up and he was abused, and this guy was tortured every day. He had seizures and shit.
How old is he?
37.
Wow.
This is a grown man.
We dealt with him for about a week and no big issues. So we had this lady come down from the state who's an expert, and she said when he comes out and starts saying shit that's delusional, like he's making it up or it's not true, like if he says something like, example, I'm gonna go live with my mom, he would have these delusions and think these things. We were supposed to correct him and not go along with his delusions, according to her.
Uh-huh.
And because if you let him play his delusions out too far, it could get out of hand. So her advice was to be like, no, you're not going to live with your mom, which ended up being horrible advice, because later on that night, he came out and said that he needed to pack his backpack because he was going to meet his mom at the hotel. So me taking the expert's advice, I said, actually, no, you're not. I said, your mom's not going to be at the motel. You're not going anywhere. You live here. I said, that's not going to happen. And then all fucking hell broke loose. He fucking immediately started swinging at me, and I blocked his shit.
What was his skills like? Just out of curiosity.
Was he like a Dos Santos?
They were like hammer fists, just like caveman haymaker stuff.
No training whatsoever.
No, but he's a big dude.
Yeah.
And I on 2 different occasions I got him to stop swinging, and he was kind of chasing me around, and I got him into the kitchen, and I was like, you need to calm down, dude. I was like, I don't want to put my hands on you, but if you keep coming at me, I'm gonna have to fucking wrap you up.
And also, to cut you off again, they put you in this house because you're a bigger dude, and
You got the behavior on,
and
isn't it?
because
it's the most violent. It's the most violent house in the company. We have more than one house.
Did they ever say that to you, like to your face, like this is why we're putting you here?
No, they asked me if I wanted to try that home out, and they warned me about what it was. And it actually, dude, I've worked at. Out of all the houses, I like the violent house. I like where I work. I like my job, as crazy as it is. But
I don't think I can handle that.
somebody fucked up.
Your ass worked over all the time.
Somebody fucked up and left. Somebody fucked up and left a butcher knife in the sink.
Somebody.
Whoa.
So we made dinner that night, and not all the dishes had got put away. and the butcher knife was for, you know, we'd made tacos, and it was probably for chopping lettuce and shit. So he looked in the sink. I just was getting him to calm down a little bit, and he looks over in the sink and he sees the fucking butcher knife. And
did you see the whole thing happen? Like,
I couldn't tell what he was looking at, but when he looked in the sink, I seen his demeanor change, and he fucking grabbed it and just booked right towards me. It was just like, bam, grab the knife.
Oh my god!
And he just came right towards me, and I, on instinct, I kicked the trash can because there was a garbage can.
That sounds like some shit when Anthony and Anthony chase each other around.
All those years trained you for this moment, I think.
Anthony knives at us all the fucking time, dude.
And it tripped him up. He kind of got, you know, and for a second, it tripped him up, and I was worried he was going to fall on the knife, so I kind of took a couple steps towards him because I was going to help him.
And you're not allowed to take a couple steps towards him and soccer kick him right in the face just to put him out.
We go through trainings and shit for what we're allowed to do as far as physical contact.
Because that's probably what would first come to mind if somebody had a knife and was chasing me and then was
the first thing you want to do is boot him in the head as soon as he loses his balance. But I was going to run up and either get a hold of him or make sure he didn't fall on the knife. But he corrected himself right when I got close to him. And he was like, whoa. Like, came within like an inch of my face. It was like, what? Like I felt the wind from it and shit.
Oh my god!
I took a couple steps back, and the whole time I'm trying to talk to him, you know, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, dude, we can go see your mom. You just need to put the knife down. You know, I'm like, calm the fuck down. And he's just already lost it at that point, and he's coming at me, and I have him chasing me. The kitchen. There's like a doorway to the kitchen, and then there's like it's like another doorway, so he can basically we ring around the rosy this part of a wall,
like a fucking Benny Hill sketch or something.
And it was literally he was chasing me in a circle for a while, like that, and I'm trying to talk him down the whole time. And then finally I realized because he's losing his balance and shit because he's already you know he's on his nighttime meds, so they're starting to kick in, so he's getting kind of like losing his balance because his hard.
He's holding it like blade down, like stabbing.
No, he has it. He has it up.
He
has it up, and he's like swinging it at me when he gets close. So I was like, I need to get this fucking blade from him because he's either gonna finally catch me because I'm slow.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was just picturing Kynes yelling at the same. Fucking put the knife down. I'm like,
put the fucking thing down. So I was like, we can't do this forever, and he probably has more energy than me. So I was like, I need to get the blade from him. So I had him chase me into the living room. I stopped using my fucking wall of protection that he's chasing me around. I just booked towards the living room, and I reached over the back. My plan is I was going to grab a couch cushion, and I was going to let him stab the couch cushion, and then I was going to fucking wrap him up. Like, that's what I was finally going to do. And so I run straight for the couch, and he's like, I could hear his footsteps behind me, so I know there's a dude running right up with a knife.
Fucking knife.
And I grab the cushion, and I turn around, and the knife just goes BAM! Right in the top of the
through
cushion.
the cushion.
It didn't go like through, like, but he slid he like cut the top of it, and literally I seen the blade of the knife, and I just ran him to the wall and slammed him against the wall, and I grabbed a hold of his arms, and I had him drop the knife, put him in a fucking full Nelson, and then I held him like that for probably 6 minutes. It seemed like a lot longer, but and he was kicking me and fucking trying to headbutt me and shit, and I got him to calm down after that. Fucking locked the knives up because there was other knives around, and then I called the woman, the on-call PD, and asked her what to do, and she said if he even halfway gets upset again, call the cops. But he fell asleep.